Yeah. Benny, 1, 2, 3. Benny, Gord, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, no problem.
Hey, Benny. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You betcha. Thank you, sir.
Bon, d'accord.
Et ben voilà, c'est un très gros bisou. Ensuite, on a la dance cam. DJ, mets-moi un petit peu plus de la table, on va montrer justement ce qu'il faut faire dans la dance cam. On va montrer avec les petits bouts ici. Regardez, la dance cam. Mets-nous un petit peu de musique. Allez, on se met debout, c'est la dance cam de Pilou. So, ladies and gentlemen, we were telling you that you have to look and check out the victories at any time. You can be inside the victories and you have to dance for free or emoji cam.
It's a touch from your heart. Can love you forever, a different cause we come to you. Detach your hands from your heart. To the heart, give it away. Attach your hands to the heart from the strings. To the heart, give it away. Attach your hands to the heart from the strings. To the heart, give it away. Attach your hands to the heart from the strings. To the heart, give it away.
Les arbitres de cette rencontre sont licenciés et désignés par la Fédération internationale de hockey sur glace. The game official for this game has been licensed by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Les arbitres sont the referees of the game are Francelus Rubik. Les juges de ligne sont de Linesman are Janssen et Lazarev. Composition de départ de l'équipe du Canada, le numéro 31, Calvin Picard, le numéro 44, Marc-Édouard Blasi, le numéro 5, Jason Demers, le numéro 53, Jeff Skinner, le numéro 28, Claude Giroux, le numéro 29, Nate McKinnon. Composition de départ de l'équipe de Biélorussie, the starting line-up for Belarus, le numéro 69, Karnaoukov, le numéro 14, Lizovets, le numéro 89, Karabov, le numéro 70, Linglet, numéro 23, Stas, le numéro 71, Pavlovich.
La Biélorussie qui rencontre le Canada cet après-midi. Allez DJ, mets-moi un petit clapping là pour ambiancer le stade avant que ça commence. Vous la connaissez tous?
Good afternoon from Paris and welcome to day 4 of the World Hockey Championship. Gord Miller with Ray Ferraro here as Canada gets set to take on Belarus in the third game for both teams in this competition. A holiday Monday here in France, the day after the presidential election. A lot going on here. And for Canada, an attempt to run the record of 3-0. Canada has won 21 of its last 22 games at the World Championship. At this hour also, Russia taking on Germany in Cologne.
Canada gets Sean Couturier in the lineup for the Philadelphia Flyers. He'll take the opening face-off, and he'll jump into the spot Braden Shen had between Wayne Simmons and Alex Killorn.
Chen becomes Canada's 13th forward. Canada 9-0 all-time, as we mentioned, against Belarus. Has won the last 2 by shutout. The last 2 World Championships, the combined score 17-0. And Ryan O'Reilly is the man who's done the damage. 2-goal games in each of the last 2 meetings. Mike Matheson got up behind the goal for the Belarusians. A couple of lineup changes. Kevin Lalonde, the Canadian who starts in goal for them normally, is not playing this afternoon. He's been torn apart by the Canadians the last couple of years. They'll give him the afternoon off. Andrej Kostitsyn got hammered in their last game against the Czech Republic.
Michael Šimek hit him at the blue line and sent him cartwheeling in.
It was a thunderous hit.
Oh. Came back, played 1 shift, and that was pretty much it for him.
Quick shot there for Belarus is Sergei Kostitsyn. Andrei's brother got a quick drive away. Turned away by Cal Pickard. Also, Vladimir Denisov, one of their top defensemen, is out of the game as well. It was a physical game against the Czechs that Belarus lost 6-1. Coach Dave Lewis bemoaning the number of penalties his team took in that contest.
The last couple of years when we've watched Belarus, they've had penalty issues. I mean, they tend to chase the play a little bit, get themselves out of position. And against the Czechs, they hurt themselves shorthanded a number of times. 6 times they had a man disadvantage.
Tyson Berry back to pick it up. And it's chopped in by Mitch Marner, but the puck went into the Belarus bench and play is called outside the blue line.
Tyson Berry is, as of the start of games today, is the leading scorer in the tournament. Mitch Marner trying to wake his legs up, put a little cold water on there. We all did that. I'm not real sure it helps, but it's just cold.
Does it feel better?
For a second.
Did you use smelling salts when you played?
No, I hated that stuff. Couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand the guys beside you that needed it.
Yavenko trying to play it out. Once again, the puck goes into the Belarus bench.
Leo Komarov from the Leafs uses them before every period. The problem is, in my little space there between the benches, he uses them right there. I hated them when I played. Now I'm in a suit and I got to smell them. I don't want them then, that's for sure.
O'Reilly, Duchesne, and Scheifele out there for Canada. And it's tapped back by Artem Demkov.
That's 3 in a row.
Wow. Gonna put helmets on the coaches down there. Dave Lewis is the head coach for Belarus. In his 3rd year behind their bench. That's not him. There's Dave Lewis from Saskatchewan, Belarus.
1,008 games in the National Hockey League for Louis. Good guy. 63 years old. Took over on December of 2014. The 3rd North American coach they've had in Belarus. Glenn Hanlon was there, then Kurt Fraser, then Glenn Hanlon again, and now Dave Lewis.
By the way, if O'Reilly hadn't gloved that puck down, that would have been a 4th puck into the Belarus bench here in the first couple minutes of the period.
Would be a souvenir stand over there.
Off the end boards, played away to Matt Duchesne by Pickard, and back it goes to Barry. Galvin DeHaan. Now the New York Islanders brings it up. The native of Carp, Ontario, throws that ahead. Now picked off at center ice and brought back in by Sergei Drozd. Most of these players for Belarus play in their domestic league. A number of others play for the Minsk team in Belarus in the KHL. Not a powerhouse, usually near the bottom of the standings in the KHL, but Minsk boasts a beautiful arena, and somehow that team has managed to avoid relegation from the KHL. Jeff Skinner chips it out. Skinner has goals in both games for Canada.
Very odd one.
Yeah, empty net goalie flipped over a defender in the game against the Czechs, and then a shot against Slovenia that went off, and he was actually playing it back, went off a defender's stick and in. Right across now, Skinner works it back in. Matheson with a chance, and that's knocked away by Alexander Pavlovich. Mark-Edward Vlasic slaps that towards the goal, goes off the skate of Skinner, and is played out by Roman Grabarenko. We often joke that players' heights and weights are exaggerated. In Grabarenko's case, they're understating it massively. He's listed at 6'2", 210 pounds. He's way bigger than that.
He cannot be 6'2". He looks like a giant on the ice. Oh, look out.
Oleg Yavenko, who's 6'7", 230 pounds, got slammed down there by Braden Chen. Kogelev plays it across, and Yavenko plays it in, and Wayne Simmons takes a run at him.
Yavenko plays in Lake Erie of the American Hockey League, and there's some Canadian passing that probably should be a shot right about there from Claude Giroux, but as he tries to drop it back to Michael Matheson, the play's defended, and there's the Shen hit on Yavenko, who had 152 penalty minutes last year, 2 years ago rather. This past year he had 90 in 49 games in the American League.
Yavenko's had some NHL looks. He had professional tryouts with Boston and New Jersey. Played college hockey at UMass Amherst. Got a management degree there.
I think that's pretty cool to be able to do that.
Amazing. Sienkiewicz, a long shot, drifts wide. Do not speak the language or have a very little grasp of it and go to college.
See the way Belarus is going to try and play here as Canada almost gets burned for too many men on the ice penalty. They're not going to chase the puck down the ice. They're not going to pinch. That one came around the boards the long way, and the defenseman Sienkiewicz backed way out of the zone. He could have pinched, but they don't want to take any chances at all.
Dave Hackstall behind the Canadian bench running the defense for Canada, the head coach of the Philadelphia Flyers.
There's one of his players, Travis Konechny, who's been really impressive at the start of the tournament. Had 4 assists in the 2 games.
Here's Braden Point with it now. Point, Marner, and Konechny has been a terrific forward line for Canada. As Matheson works it in. Mike Matheson wraps it around, and Karnahuov makes the stop. By the way, our Czech brethren, the broadcasters who are in the booth next to us, are taking issue with Konechny's pronunciation.
What do they think it should be?
Konechny. It's a pretty common name in the Czech Republic, apparently. Point with a drive, scores! Braden Point snaps it home, and it's 1-0 Canada.
Well, that young line gets going here early. Braden Point's second goal of the tournament. He scored in the 7-2 win over Slovenia. And this is really good work here. Puck kept in at the point by Matheson, and Konechny's going to get to the puck off the... Oh, rather, I'm sorry, it's Marner that makes the pass. I thought it was Konechny that's flipped it out, but Konechny went to the puck. Marner ends up getting to it first, and with Mike Babcock in attendance today, he sees Marner make a sweet little dish, and Point put it away, and Canada's up 1-0.
So that line of Konechny, Marner, and Point has scored 3 goals in the first 3 games for Canada.
They've had some fun out here, too.
They have.
They've really looked like they're enjoying the way the games go on the big ice.
Vlasic, a long lead pass for O'Reilly. And the face-off will come back down to the Canadian zone.
Braden Point had an outstanding rookie season for Tampa. He played a more prominent role than he might have in another season, with Steven Stamkos out most of the year, and then Tampa losing 5 centermen at various points of the year. Point ended up with 18 goals on the season.
And we've talked about it before, Ray, the fact that Tampa has a cap jam coming up. They got to sign Tyler Johnson, Jonathan Drouin, and Andre Palat this summer. And you wonder if the emergence of Point doesn't change the Lightning's thinking a little bit about maybe if they could move a Tyler Johnson, a Jonathan Drouin, or both.
Well, they've got to find a way to improve their defense, and it would seem Point would give them an option to improve it with a deal. Somebody's going to be in jail on the blue line.
Right.
And Tampa's in jail up front, so maybe there's a mix or a match to be made.
So if you keep Point, if they believe that Point can play regular minutes.
And he's also the cheapest of the 3,
right,
of the 4 forwards, which is going to be another significant problem for them.
Tyson Barrie, a long wrist shot. Karnahuov makes the save. The rebound loose in front for Scheifele. And the backhand shot is knocked away. Mikhail Stevanovic was drafted by Toronto back in 2008. Never came to North America. After playing for Owen Sound in junior, did not come over and play pro. Rink wide pass, finds Skinner, walks in and shoots. Karnahuov makes the save. And now Barrie back with it. Tyson Barrie down to Claude Giroux, the Canadian captain. Back to DeHaan, a long wrist shot. Karnahuov makes the save again, a long rebound. And Barrie pokes it ahead, down to Skinner. Later on today in this arena, Finland will take on the Czech Republic.
Finns stunned yesterday by France here. It was a great scene as the French had what Philippe Bozon, their broadcaster and former NHL, told me one of their 5 biggest wins ever at this tournament. That was something.
Here's Lingland with it, a centering pass, knocked out by Morrissey. It's Andre Stas that snuck in behind him. Braden Shin brings it in now. Shin works in, shoots, and Karnilov makes the stop. 12:46 to go here in the first period. You're watching the 2017 World Hockey Championship from Paris. These guys can be part of Hockey Canada's future for a long time. In international competition, they've got World Junior experience, all of them.
One other common thread despite their age, and they're all known as rink rats.
Yes.
They love being around the rink, they love talking about the game, they love to play the game, and there'll be a time when it'll seem a little bit more work than it is right now for them. But the fact that you love it so much and you just don't happen to be good at it will benefit them as they get older. They have no idea how much that's going to be a benefit for them.
The other thing too, Ray, is all 3 guys face questions, have faced questions about their size. They're all under 6 feet tall. As Cologne works in and shoots, Karnilov makes the glove save. All 3 guys, big scorers at junior, connecting with the Ottawa 67s, Marner in London, Point and Moose Jaw, and yet people wondered about them at the next level.
I think all of those guys probably owe a little debt of gratitude to Patrick Kane, because when Patrick Kane was drafted second overall, at that time there was, which is hard to believe it's that many years ago, there was still, number 1 overall rather, that there was still a great question about whether small guys could succeed. And then Kane did it, and then it became more possible for somebody to believe another player could do it.
And to draw on your own experience, as someone who heard that 58,000 times when you were playing.
Oh, does that get tiring? You'd lose a puck battle, and they would say, you would hear because you're small. Big guy loses it, he just lost the puck battle. And so you carry a chip forever.
This
it drives you. Yeah, it drives you forever.
Sure. And there's no question that guys like Point, Marner, Konechny, competitive every shift.
Well, Gord, you were talking about yesterday about the number of points that Braden Point put up. Marner and Konechny were first-round players.
Yep.
Point was a third-round, despite putting up 1 million points in junior. For him, the questions were really great.
Here they come again. Konechny drops it back. Vlasic a shot. Karnilov makes the save, and Juvenko clears the rebound away. We've said this before, Ray, but there has rarely been a shift for those 3 young players where they haven't made something happen.
Very first time on the ice, they had the puck, they cycled it, got a chance, and it's been literally shift after shift after shift. And John Cooper is going to grow to rely upon those guys a great deal in this tournament.
Back to pick it up is Kenkel. And the lead pass finds Artem Demkov working in on Dahan. Demkov waits for help to arrive. Holding onto it now, Demkov lays it down for Sergei Drozd. Belarus didn't exactly get a favor from the schedule maker in this tournament, opening with Finland, the Czechs, and Canada.
No, the big part of their tournament is going to be the back half of it for sure.
Chipped ahead by Giroux, drops it back for Skinner. Here's Claude Giroux back with it. Centering pass and a quick shot taken there by McKinnon.
Although they almost stole a point away from the Finns.
They did.
Down 2-0, and they were tied 2-2 late, gave up a power play goal. And that would have been an enormous point for them.
Back in the corner with it is Claude Giroux. And Giroux winds out a little foot pass there for McKinnon and shoots, and that's blocked by a sprawling Christian Kenkel. Dugout now. Matheson backhands it down for Skinner. Belarus, though, is in its 12th straight year in the A pool of the World Championship. As Sharon Govich, the 18-year-old, brings it in. Rink wide pass for Charles Lingland, the Montreal native, who has obtained a passport from Belarus and is now playing for the national team. And don't forget, of course, the greatest moment in Belarus hockey history, the '02 Olympics in Salt Lake City. And a shot on Tommy Salo that knocked the Swedes out of medal competition in the Olympic Games.
Not the greatest moment in Tommy Salo's career. McKinnon's going to get a chance off of Giroux's pass. He hits the side of the net as Canada stays on the puck again. Here's another chance. This one's going to be for Marc-Edouard Vlasic as the young line gets over the blue line again. It's Konechny and Point delivering that pass to Marc-Edouard Vlasic.
Couturier for the face-off. Now Simmons comes over. And back to pick it up is Vlasic. Marc-Edouard Vlasic, who is a gold medalist for Canada at the Olympic Games, the World Cup of Hockey. Sharp angle pass, or shot rather, is knocked away by Pickard.
Belarus's second shot of the game. Pickard played really well, I thought, in the opener against the Czechs. The puck really stuck to him. He didn't give up many rebounds. Just a late goal was all that beat him.
Alex Killorn flips it ahead for Couturier. Jean Couturier, sharp angle drive, and Karnahuov knocks that away. Off the bench comes Barry to pick it up and slide it across to DeHaan. We'll see the Finns tonight against the Czechs, and the beleaguered head coach of Finland, Lauri Marjamäki, who got a grilling from Finnish journalists after the loss to France.
I wonder what he's got in store today.
He apparently said, and I'll be careful about mistranslating it, but he is confident now that Jesse Puljujärvi will take a regular shift the rest of the tournament. Puljujärvi sat for the first 5 periods for Finland. Got into the third period against France, played nearly 6 minutes in the third period.
Hit a post on his first shift, set up another grade A chance on his second, then was almost double shifting by the end of the night.
Sharon Govich works in, fans on the shot, brought back by Marner. Marner busting in, drops it back for Barry. Tyson Barry, rink wide pass to Marner, holds, feeds it back, and can't find Barry.
Puljujärvi was terrific yesterday. I still couldn't believe as the Finns weren't able to break through at all. He was just sitting down there talking to the trainer for most of the game yesterday.
O'Reilly spins that in, knocks the clearing attempt down. 7.5 to go here in the opening period. Canada leading 1-0. Knocked down by O'Reilly, and O'Reilly throws that ahead. The pass is knocked down by Sharon Govich and moved ahead. But a poke check there by Matheson knocks the puck away from Daniel Karabin. Karabin is in the lineup now for Belarus with Andrei Kostitsyn out. At Duchesne. Loose in the corner with it now for Scheifele. O'Reilly standing in front. And Scheifele has that poked away. And by the way, after this, off for 2 days. They will play France on Thursday. Josh Morrissey around for Matheson. Mike Matheson, the Montreal native. Point Claire, to be more specific, the Montreal suburb. Now the centering pass for Skinner, that's knocked away as Kogelev moves it up. And Jeff Skinner banks it in. There's a Montreal flair to this Belarus team as well, as Charles Lingland is from Montreal. Move back in front, that pass tapped wide by McKinnon. corner chance, and again, Karnahuov knocks that away. Jason Murs throws it back in the corner, loose behind the goal is Skinner. Jeff Skinner throws it back in front, and Kogelev picks it off. Kogelev working in with Sharon Govich. Kogelev shoots, and Picker got a piece of that. Linglet moves it in. And as you mentioned, a Montreal native plays for Berlin in the German league. Played 4 years in Baie-Comeau in the Quebec league, and got 5 games in with the Edmonton Oilers 7 years ago. Simmons backhands it in. And like so many Canadians, has made himself a life in a place and in a way you might not expect. Dave Tomlinson, our TSN radio colleague who's here broadcasting games with John Abbott, talked about how he played 10 years in Germany, and that became his National Hockey League.
The coach for France went there as a young player. Yeah. Has been there for 36 years, 21 as a player.
Thought he'd spend a year there to see what it was like.
A funny sense of time, doesn't he?
Hope no one's waiting to pick up at the airport. DeHaan lofts it down. And now Marner picks it free. Christian Tinkle back for it. And Sergei Kostitsa knocks it back. Conversion taken down. They're going to call a penalty there on Marner, who actually lifted his hands off his stick before the Belarusian player fell. Canada is going to be shorthanded here. As Marner touches up and immediately begins the argument. 1-0 Canada leads here in Paris at the 2017 World Hockey Championship.
Canada, number 16, 2 minutes for tripping.
Alors, Eric, tu es où? Eric, il se cherche là.
Un danseur de poids. Un danseur de poids. Je suis avec lui, les deux mascottes qui ont envie de danser. Et d'ailleurs, on pourrait vous inviter à taper dans les mains tout le monde. Faites péter un peu le son pour voir ce que ça donne. Quand on arrive là comme ça, quelqu'un tape dans les mains, s'il vous plaît, mangez-vous. En effet, on va faire du bruit à l'ancien musique.
Asterisk, one of the mascots here in Paris. Asterisk and Obelisk.
Obelisk down in the corner there.
Do you know what Asterisk's dog's name was? Dogmatics.
Sure.
And the druid was Getafix.
Not familiar with this.
What kind of childhood did you lead? You didn't have Asterisk and Obelisk books. I'm shocked at this.
No, I had the sweater. I read hockey books.
The hockey sweater over and over and over again. Nothing wrong with that.
Had my SO Power Players little stickers.
Sticker book.
Oh, yeah.
The only one I was missing, Bobby Clark. For years, I couldn't get a Bobby Clark.
I used to get a lot of guys from the California Golden Seals. I've already filled this page up.
Ab McDonald.
Oh, he was Pittsburgh.
Was he? I think he was California, too.
Oh, no, that was Morris Mott.
That's true. Gorobov. Kostitsa on the Belarus power play with Marner in the box. Fed back for Lingland, that missed. Belarus 0 for 5 in the power play so far in the tournament. Lingland works in. Drops it back to Korobov. Korobov played 3 games for Tampa a couple of years ago. Now the centering pass, and fending on that was Kulikov. Kulikov back for Korobov. Kostitsa. Swings it back to Korobov. Across he goes to Lingland. In shoots. He fired that wide. And now Korobov has to retreat. Korobov spent 2 years in North America playing for the Lightning organization. Another puck, by the way, into the Belarus bench. But Korobov played 3 games for Tampa in 2013-14. Part of the 2 years he spent in the Lightning organization, signed as an undrafted free agent.
So without Andre Kostitsa, Dave Lewis has got very few options on the power play, and you lose one of your most dynamic players, and a team that's undermanned to begin with. These few power plays that you're going to earn are crucial to giving you any hope or belief that you can keep this game close.
Belarus will close against France, Slovenia, and Norway. That's where the points are likely sitting for Belarus to grab. Andre Stas with it. Plays it around a conversion. 25 seconds to go in the Belarus power play. Canada leading 1-0. Goal by Braden Point. Stefanovic works it in. Loose in the corner now, fires it around. The pass got by everyone and back out to center ice. Kogalev winds his way and poked away by Killorn. And Kogalev has it. Drops it back in the corner for conversion. Now thrown back in front by Stas. Pickard knocked that away. And the teams are back to even strength. That centering pass for conversion knocked away by Killorn and scooped up by Marner out of the box. In comes Marner with Shan. Mitch Marner peels back as Canada's changing, buys some time. Back in the corner for Shan. Simmons works out of the corner. Back he goes. Demers across for Vlasic. Mark-Edward Vlasic down to Shan. Now brought out by Evgeny Lizavets, who bounces that down to the Canadian zone, and Pickard throws it across to Vlasic. Russia still leading Germany 1-0. 5 to go in the first period in Cologne. That city's still vibrating from Germany's opening win over the United States. And now Yavenko goes back, being trailed there by Skinner. Final minute now in the opening period. Barry knocks that away from Drozd, and Barry gets it back. A lead pass finds DeHaan. In comes Calvin DeHaan, shoots, and Karnahuov makes the save and hangs on.
I would think Canada would want to kick this into gear here a little bit. They've had enough pressure, but none where they've really cycled the puck with any determination. They haven't taken it into the middle of the ice where they can make Belarus uncomfortable. John Cooper's watched his guys kind of get through the period, and oftentimes in a game where you're playing an opponent you know that you should beat, is a little bit dozy, and there just doesn't seem to be enough zip for Canada yet.
Matheson throws that back to center ice, and Kostitsin got stripped, and now Karnahuov way out the play, trying to poke it away from Marner, couldn't, and Marner centers it, just misconnecting with that pass. Point had to leave it, now has it back. Here they come again. Point up for Marner, sends it rink wide, connecting back in front, and Point stopped point blank by Karnahuov. Point now centers it again. Marner in, shoots, and a crease violation being called against Konechny. Makes a butt end there from Karnahuov, and that's going to cause a gathering.
Konechny was stuck in the net, and so he's having it explained to him by the official that's why I had to blow it. These young guys again close. Marner, Konechny, and Point just not quite putting this together, and then you see Konechny's on the bottom. He gets shoved into the net by Sienkiewicz, and he can't get out.
I saw the referee say to him, I know you were pushed in, but then you have to leave. You tried it.
You're kind of like in a doghouse once you're in the net. It's like a little short little roof. You can't get out of there. And I think at that point, he's probably more worried about getting hit with the puck as it comes back in again. That's the first one in the Canadian bench court. Yeah. So I think it's 5-1 right now.
I've got glass in front of the benches here.
Well, while we could say Canada hasn't or shouldn't be too thrilled with their period, I would say Belarus would take this.
Yeah, they played well against Finland in the opener.
They sure did. They played hard. They forechecked well.
Here comes Duchesne with a quick shot. That's blocked. And then ran into penalty trouble against the Czechs and never recovered. So Canada gets the goal from Braden Point. His second of the World Championship, lead 1-0. After the opening period on day 4 of the World Hockey Championship, our first intermission is coming up.
Et voilà, les arbitres ont sifflé la fin de cette première période. Nous sommes à 1-0 pour le Canada contre la Biélorussie. Vous avez vu 129 km/h pour le balai le plus rapide. Vous avez les statistiques de cette première période. Eric, je te laisse les commenter.
Écoute, avec notamment des tirs cadrés qui sont de 11 pour le Canada et de 4 pour la Russie. Et marqué la pénalité aussi pour le Canada qui a eu plus de 2 minutes.
Et face à face, tous gagnés contre 4 pour la Biélorussie. You have the statistics of the first period on the big screen. 129 kilometers an hour for the fastest club. Let's have a few adverts and we will see very soon in the first minutes.
Players existence. Teams existence. Live updates. And introducing Hockey Cards. Your face, your team, your car. Sharing with hockey fans across the world. From any smart device, in your own language. The 2017 IIHF app, powered by Skoda. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Skoda, Simplica. Men make a real man's claim to protect themselves. Living Man Cream, super fast absorbing and non-greasy. Man, this is your cream. Living Man, it starts with you.
entering a chance to win your own official 2017 IIHF World Championship mascot.
Alors finalement, on aurait une question sur les résultats de demain, puisque en fait, c'est en France,
la Russie mène en Allemagne.
Et en Allemagne, principalement. Mais bon, finalement, c'est d'avoir vu connaître aussi, pour voir les images, comment on fait quand c'est important.
À la maison, vous les allez l'acheter dans les boutiques officielles comme Solarna, ainsi que les maillots, les t-shirts, les écharpes et surtout les deux mascottes à surprise.
Oui, parce que vous n'allez pas repartir avec celles qui sont là. C'est pas possible. Ouais, il ne faut pas hésiter. En revanche, peut-être que les avons des athlètes aussi qui sont développés, parce que finalement, les mecs qui m'écoutent, d'autres qui sont passionnés, et quoi qu'il y ait aussi d'athlètes qui prennent la solution.
Quelques petites histoires, on fait tout l'historique des 100 dernières années. Je vous laisse maintenant dans les grands écrans pour les grands événements. On regarde.
Par exemple, vous voyez, lorsque les championnats du monde ont été organisés au Canada en 2008, les joueurs de de France portèrent probablement le match de la Russie toujours en or, avec une réplique du maillot des Jeux olympiques d'hiver de Grenoble en 68. C'était juste un joli maillot.
Allez, est-ce que l'objet c'est un quiz, you guys, for you and the history about ice hockey? The world title of like Canada in 1994 in Milano was a special one in that the country invented ice hockey. I'm sure you didn't know this, and had one of the very first time women's national team. The previous 19 world titles won by Canada had been earned by home teams.
Oui, alors là, forcément, il y a beaucoup de choix pour le Canada au niveau national. Puis, une troisième anecdote très remontée. Voilà, on aura ta connaissance aussi. Par exemple, l'entraîneur national de l'équipe de France, le Nord bien égalé, en 2017, le record de longévité se pose 13 ans, c'est pas évident, qui était détenu jusque-là par le Canadien Gaëtan. Rappelle-toi de ce formidable entraîneur. Mais contrairement à son célèbre le coach actuel des tricolores est resté en poste. Ça, on puisse continuer depuis 2004. Quand tu vois que nous, on a changé hier, là, c'est quand même super.
Ça n'est pas dernière anecdote, j'en suis vraiment ravie. Écoute DJ, est-ce que ça te dirait de mettre un petit peu de voiture sans
quitte à se lever de son siège. Voilà, ça c'est beau. Allez, everybody, stand up, levez-vous un peu qu'on voit que ça bouge. Allez.
Your body. 2 minutes to go before the beginning of the second period. Canada in the lead. The referees back on the ice. We'll be welcoming the teams very shortly. Here, my dear, let's Belarus is back on the ice.
Voilà, les arbitres qui sont sur la glace dans quelques instants. S'il vous plaît, merci à nouveau d'accueillir s'il vous plaît l'équipe Belarus. Please welcome back
Canada, est-ce que vous êtes là?
Mesdames, messieurs, merci d'accueillir
Et DJ Go, on y va, 46 secondes avant le début de ce match, cette deuxième période.
Allez, est-ce qu'on peut tout le monde taper dans les mains, s'il vous plaît, pour faire du bruit? Allez, tout le monde les mains au-dessus de la tête, on va pouvoir accueillir, s'il vous plaît, les deux équipes. Please clap your hands!
Braden Point has the only goal of the game, the 21-year-old from Calgary. Played his junior hockey with the Moose Jaw Warriors. The captain of Canada's national junior team last year. There is Alex Killorn, who appeared to just trip on the blue line.
Had a coach once that said it's a slippery game played on ice. Lots of bad things can happen out there. See if Canada kicks it up a notch here. Finds the second gear that, well, they played fine in the first period. They didn't really drive the play.
Took down the Belarus zone and played away by Evgeny Lizavets. Up for Andre Stas, knocked away by Matheson. Josh Morrissey. Tried to knock that back. And now Konechny moves away from Lingland. Travis Konechny spins back and drops it back to Morrissey. That pass almost picked off and was by Stas. Knocks it down on the second try. Stas rips in and shoots. That deflected wide as Morrissey got a stick on it. Dmitry Korobov plays it down in the corner. Now the centering pass bounced by Stas and back down to the Belarus zone. Korobov up ahead to Kostitsin. He finds Lizavets with a long shot. Pickard makes the glove save and hangs on.
Not a very sharp start for Canada as Josh Morrissey whiffed on about a 15-foot pass, and then Dave Lewis's team gets a little zone time before Evgeny Lizavets zings about a 70-footer in for Pickard to snare. Lizavets was one of their top 3 players in St. Petersburg last year. He skates pretty well, 22-year-old defenseman. Most European teams go with 14 forwards, or rather with 12 forwards and 8 defensemen in their everyday lineup. And so missing a defenseman and a forward today is Belarus, with, and actually 2 of their better ones, Andrei Kostitsin and Vladimir Denisov out of the lineup.
Demers. That pass knocked down by Stefanovic. Long shot by Sinkevich goes wide as Killorn gathers up the loose puck. Goes rink wide and finds Simmons. In comes Wayne Simmons along with Braden Shan. Simmons Throws that towards the goal, tipped by Shen, save made by Karnahuov. And Cologne gets the loose puck, plays it down for Shen. A centering pass for Simmons, just missed on that. In comes DeHaan. Calvin DeHaan centers it, loose puck. Pad save by Karnahuov. And Braden Shen can't tap home the rebound.
Braden Shen was the 13th forward at the start of the game. Sean Couturier was on this line with Simmons and Cologne, and you see them with 3 or 4 good chances this shift. The last one deflects off of Simmons, and then Shen hits the side of the net. Cologne's going to be the one that gets the puck on net. Karnahuov, who made 10 saves in the first period, makes a couple here in the first 2 minutes.
Face-off, not done fairly. Actually, there's going to be a penalty off the face-off. I think a high sticking call. It will be against Belarus as Evgeny Kvershin goes off.
Canada's first power play.
Gonna stick up on Giroux, and so Giroux will remain out for the power play along with Simmons. And Shen up front. Skinner plays the point along with Matheson.
3 Philadelphia Flyer forwards up top. Shen tied for the NHL lead with 17 power play goals this year. Simmons, one of the premier net front players in the league, had 16. And you know, if they have a set that looks anything like in Philadelphia, Giroux's going to have the puck a lot at the top of the circle.
Flips it across to Simmons, works in. Simmons for Giroux. Off-speed shot, kicked away by Karnahuov. And now Simmons back on it. In the corner, picked off and not cleared by Kulikov. And now was moved out. Kulikov with a long lead pass for Kostitsyn at the end of the shift. Matheson ahead to Skinner. In comes Skinner with it now. Races in behind the Belarus goal. Pivots back, the puck in his skates. He finds Simmons. And Canada gets set up. Matheson works it down to Skinner. Matheson to Giroux. Simmons parked in front. Matheson shoots, goes off a leg and wide. Skinner back with it to Matheson. Right on the line, he sets up Skinner. Back to Matheson. Across to Giroux. Centers it, Shen with a quick drive. Karnahuov kicks that away.
Well timed as Giroux goes a step to his right and then lays it onto the tee for Shen.
And Skinner takes the pass from Matheson. Back to Matheson. Across to Giroux. Drops it down to Simmons. Flips it back in front. Shen can't get a shot away. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Shen still with it. Taps it back for Matheson. Across to Skinner. Works in, shoots. And Karnahuov again makes the save. Giroux back with it. Giroux in, fires. That's blocked. Matheson has it back. Matheson. Long wrist shot blocked again. As Roman Graborenko got in the way of a couple of shots there and cleared it down the ice. 15 seconds to go in the Canadian power play. 1 shot on goal so far. Marner drops it off for Scheifele. Scheifele back to Barry. Tyson Barry in for Marner. Wings it back, and the shot by Barry. Karnahuov makes the stop and hangs on as Kvershin steps back on the ice. 2 shots on goal in that power play.
Mikhail Karnahuov came in relief in the 6-1 loss against the Czechs. He stopped 8 of 9 in the 10 minutes he played. And he's been sharp here in his start this afternoon as Canada has 13 shots on goal here through 24 minutes, and Karnahuov has stopped all but 1.
Face-off not done fairly as Artem Volkov won that with his foot. They'll get tossed, and O'Reilly will take the draw for Canada again. Ryan O'Reilly has 4 goals the last 2 years against Belarus. 2-goal game last year and 2 the year before. Barry works in. Tyson Barry.
There's a hooking penalty coming up.
Yeah, O'Reilly centers it. Batted away, and shortly after killing off a game power play, Belarus will be shorthanded again with just over 4 gone here in the second period.
Tyson Barry had 3 assists yesterday. A lot of it because of the mobility that he's able to dance around the ice with, and there he uses his mobility to get outside of Demkov, who had been kicked out of the face-off, now is on the wing. Barry got around him. Demkov hooks him, and Canada gets back-to-back power plays.
Now you've got Barry and Marner at the points, O'Reilly, McKinnon, and Scheifele up front. McKinnon back to Barry. Down to Scheifele. And Barry sets things up across the top for Marner. Rink wide he goes to McKinnon. In fire, scores! Nathan McKinnon with a bullet. And it's 2-0 Canada.
It's a lot like McKinnon's power play goal yesterday, which completed his hat trick against Slovenia on the power play, and it's a feed across the top seam by Marner. One thing that really impresses me about Mitch Marner, of the many, is that when he passes the puck, he delivers such receivable passes. The puck never seems to be too hard, it never seems to be too soft. This one is crisp, it's flat. Karnahuoff has no idea where it is as it zips over his glove, and it's 2-0 Canada.
He reacted to the noise of the puck into the back of the net, so a hat trick for McKinnon against Slovenia. He now has 9 goals in 20 games for Canada, 3 World Championships. We talked about the fact that McKinnon, who with about a month to go in the regular season wasn't sure he'd go to the World Championship, just dispirited from the hockey season, but decided to come and try to salvage something out of the year.
Took just 14 seconds after the Demkov power play for Canada to score.
Here they come again, connecting in for Point, and Braden Point works in. Drops it back to Simmons at the point. Demers a long shot. Karnahuoff got a glove on it, knocked it down. And Grabarenko picked up the loose puck and banked it out.
Tyson Barrie with another assist for Canada as he continues his point-a-thon here at the World Championship. Points in every game. 2 goals and 5 assists now.
Tied with Artemi Panarin of Russia for the tournament scoring lead. The Russians are up 3-0 on Germany as we speak.
Seems like a good idea to not take a penalty against the Russians in this tournament.
I would suggest stay out of the box to be number 1 on anyone's list.
They had 6 against the Italians. We got a couple here.
Were they 6 for 6 in that game?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Stas plays it down. Here's Linglet, Charles Linglet.
Or it tells you something about the Italians' penalty killing. Maybe a bit of both.
Not to make a general statement here, but wasn't really your thing either.
Oh, they had guys to kill penalties. Anybody can shoot it down the ice.
Linglet works it in. Apparently not in that game.
That's a good point.
Centering pass just missed conversion. Elizabeth plays it back down. Linglet had it bounce away. And Pavlovic picks it up. Pavlovic scored the only goal for Belarus in that loss to the Czech Republic. Now it rolls down to Pickard. He'll hang on to that. Nathan McKinnon has Canada's second goal. 2-0 here in the second period in Paris. McKinnon, the native of Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia. Also home, of course, to Sidney Crosby. McKinnon, a Memorial Cup champion in 2013. The first overall pick that summer to the Colorado Avalanche and won the Calder Trophy as the Rookie of the Year the following spring. Tyson Barrie. High in the air and bounces down. Moved ahead by Grabarenko. Now Now Yavenko plays it back in the corner. Conversion to the line, but not out. Held by Barry. Down to Giroux. Claude Giroux. Banks it around to Skinner. Skinner for McKinnon. Took it off his skate and knocks it back ahead. A bouncing puck, and McKinnon just bowls over Graborenko. And Kulikov finally moves it out for Belarus. Galvin DeHaan spins back. Now DeHaan knocks that in. Scheifele. Rink wide pass. That pass for Demers was knocked away by Christensen. And the puck goes up and out.
Just 16 goals on the year for McKinnon. He's got 4 in the tournament, 4, all of them in the last 2 games, 2 of them on the power play. And a pair of them, identical plays. Marner across the top seam to McKinnon. Some of the Canadian fans in attendance enjoy what they've seen from McKinnon. It's a way to salvage the year a little bit. It doesn't really make the whole year be forgotten, but it's nice to go into the summer where you're training and trying to focus ahead on next year to have something go well for you, because that was a long slog in Colorado this year.
It wasn't like that was expected for the Avalanche either. I mean, it wasn't like you thought they'd be that bad. Duchesne pokes it ahead, knocked away by Sienkiewicz. Demers, rink wide for Vlasic. Marc-Edouard Vlasic shoots. It was off a stick, up and out of play. And looking on is Toronto Maple Leaf head coach Mike Babcock, who was in Cologne for a couple of days watching William Nylander do his thing.
Looks like he's relaxing. Does he ever look like he's relaxing when he's in the rink?
He's coaching both teams right now in his head.
Yes, he is. He's made a couple of line adjustments. And
Couturier shrugs off Sharangovich. And back at the point, that shot by Matheson deflects up and out of play.
The 18-year-old Sharangovich got a full mouthful of the shoulder of Sean Couturier as he goes in to make the play. It's a little more solid than he's used to running into against.
Was Peter Forsberg the first guy to use the reverse hit all the time?
Yeah. And was, to this day, in my opinion, still the best at it, because he can spin off the hit as soon as he made it. He got me one time in Long Island. I'd never seen this play before, and I went to go get him in the corner, and he hit me right on the Islander crest.
So he's got the puck.
He's got the puck. Yeah. And he hit me right on the Islander crest. And I remember looking up at the roof, like, what the was that? Of course, he spun away and made a play, and I had no idea that that was even a possibility.
Couturier drops it back, Morrissey in, shoots, and Carnahuov makes a save.
Josh Morrissey, another guy that had a breakout season. His in Winnipeg, the rookie, played all 82 games, had 20 points. Mobile, smart, really fit in well. I think played a bigger role with the Jets with the injuries that they had all across their lineup.
Won a gold medal with Canada in the 2015 World Junior Championship in Montreal and Toronto. Two-time member of the Canadian national junior team. Averaged 19.5 minutes for the Jets this year. As Shen works in, a centering pass out of the reach of Matheson, who had drifted in. Now Pavlovic plays it around. Shots are 19-5 in favor of Canada. Centering pass, and Shen with a quick shot, and Carnahuov makes another save. You got to give credit to Braden Shen. 2 years ago, playing for Canada, Sidney Crosby shows up, he loses his roster spot. Now Couturier's back. He gets bumped down to the 13th forward, and to all accounts, he works hard, doesn't complain.
He always seems to be under the gun for some reason. He's played 433 NHL games. He's got 109 goals. Pretty good production.
Yeah.
This year he played 79 games, got 25 goals. 17 on the power play. Gets bounced around line to line for whatever reason, and there's always a reason.
Honor down to Konechny.
But highly productive.
And Konechny spins back with it. Knocked away by Kulikov. There's a couple of guys who are on the wrong end of two of the most heartbreaking Canadian defeats at the World Junior. Schen's one of them. They played in Saskatoon in 2010, and then again in Buffalo in 2011. Canada lost the gold medal game in Saskatoon, led the game early, but lost 6-5 in overtime on the goal by John Carlson of Team USA. And then the next year in Buffalo, they collapsed in the third period against the Russians, where a 3-goal lead evaporated. So 2 silver medals for players like Schenn in heartbreaking fashion.
You get your chance to go back there, and you end up getting booted in the shins a couple of times. Here's that kid line, the 21-year-old Braden Point, flanked by a couple of 20-year-olds, Mitch Marner and Travis Konechny, and Point got Canada on the board first, and the three of them, like the three amigos now, they're always together on the bench, they're always together on the ice, and it's kind of fun to be around guys that are in the same stage of life as you.
Points 21, Konechny's 20, and Marner turned 20 on Friday. Nate McKinnon's only 21. Keep talking about him.
300 games in the NHL already.
We talk about him like he's an old man. Giroux brings it ahead. Low Giroux, rink wide for McKinnon, bounce off his skate, and Demers picks it up. Moved in by Skinner. Graborenko, long lead pass for Stas, missed, and Matheson goes back to, or Morrissey rather goes back to pick it up, drops it off for Matheson. Lead pass to Skinner, that's knocked away by Graborenko. Lizavets. For Karaban. Now loose puck gathered up by McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon. Out to center ice. Skinner couldn't quite reach it. And the puck goes over the glass and out. 9:08 to go in the second.
One thing that happens to the countries that don't have a great deal of depth is when they have to play back-to-back games, they really run out of gas the second day. We saw it with Norway yesterday. They played a terrific game in the first game of the tournament and then got shut out by Switzerland. Belarus played well against Finland and then had zip against the Czechs. And now, a day off, even though they're shorthanded a little bit with a couple of injuries, they've played pretty hard. They've not chased the puck all over their zone, which leads to chance after chance after chance. And there they are, a little over halfway through the game, and they're down just a couple. Now, they haven't had much offense, but nonetheless, it's been a decent half a game for them.
Scheifele picks it out now. Scheifele goes rink wide. That pass tipped away by Stas, but kept alive by Matheson. Down for Duchesne. Around he goes for Scheifele. Scheifele. In the corner for Duchesne. Plays it down to O'Reilly. Ryan O'Reilly spins back. O'Reilly. Drops it down to Morris, who's jumped in. And now Korobov plays that ahead to Lingler. Lizavets. Into the skates of Pavlovich, who moves in. That long shot knocked away by Pickard. As Stas got one on goal, and now Barry has it back for Canada. Tyson Barry around for Scheifele. Took a hit, played it ahead for Duchesne, who crisscrosses there with O'Reilly. Canada changing now as Duchesne brings it in. Matt Duchesne throws it back in front. Schenn trying to knock it down. Picked up by Couturier, back for Barry. Schenn. Taken down in the corner. Couturier picks it up. Sean Couturier spins and shoots. That was blocked by Vorobey. Now with Vorobey, who's into the Belarus lineup after being a healthy scratch the first couple of games. Simmons drops it off to Schenn. Schenn drops it back. Couturier trying to tap that back into Hahn. Couldn't get a shot away. Schenn to Couturier. Works back in and shoots. And Carnahua makes a save on that. Couturier back to the Hahn. In fires again. Tipped high and wide by Simmons. Schenn. Out there with Sharon Govich. And Linglet looks ahead to Kogalev. And Demers swings back for it. Here's Calvin DeHaan through the middle for Point. Braden Point streaks through the middle of the ice. In across the line, drops it off for Konechny. Konechny to Marner. Taps that back in front, and Graborenko got a piece of that. Now Marner. Rink wide again for Demers pitching in. Konechny. Back for Marner. Line Vlasic, a long shot. Karnahov knocks it down and dives to knock the rebound away. Better have your stick on the ice with these three around.
Man, every shift they have the puck. It's really quite something to see.
Here's Konechny back with it.
Their quickness is just not solvable for Belarus. Once they get the puck in the offensive zone, it's really difficult for them to get the puck back.
Now Demers looks ahead for Marner, who chips out ahead. Canada changing as Marner works in, shoots. Karnahov makes the save. Lizovet's long lead pass ahead to Demkov. Demkov slammed there by Morrissey. And now a long shot. Pickard makes the stop on the point shot by Dmitry Korobov. 2-0 Canada leads here in the second period against Belarus.
Et ben, je me retrouve à côté d'Olivia qui, j'ai vu, elle met une danse sur son siège, j'entends la musique, non? Elle adore danser la musique. Tu vas pour quelle équipe? Et le Canada! DJ, tu fais un petit peu de musique pour qu'on peut danser avec Gus, avec un petit peluche. On y va faire la dance card.
Belarus trailing Canada 2-0 here in the second period in Cologne, Germany. Russia has a 4-0 lead on the Germans on the strength of 3 more power play goals.
All right, there's your pregame meeting. That should last about 6 seconds. Stay off the power play. Somebody get close to Panarin. You got anything to add?
Nope.
There we go, Coach. Let's go get him.
McKinnon drops it back. Here's Barry, a long shot. Karnahov makes the save. Mikhail Karnahov, the 23-year-old, making his first senior level appearance this year for Belarus, as Tyson Barrie keeps racking up the points.
And while he's had to fight around for the puck a little bit at times, Karnahov has done a really good job here with Kevin Lalande, their starter, being given the day off, and probably taking a look at the schedule. Not probably. They take a look at the schedule.
Yeah.
They look at Lalande's lack of success against Canada. Good day to give him a day off. It's 7 games in 10 days here at the tournament. It's a lot of hockey, and as you've mentioned, Gord, the schedule for Belarus is loaded early, and the games that really are point games for them, games they can earn their way to staying in this top tier or in the last 3.
McKinnon feeds it down for Giroux. Claude Giroux across to Barrie. In for Giroux, slides it back for Skinner. That goes right on goal. Karnahov down, and the puck is in. McKinnon might have poked that home. That's another crazy bounce for Jeff Skinner. And it looks like Nate McKinnon tapped it home at the end.
And this is another play for Skinner. If he ever shoots the puck on net, it'll probably not go in. Look at this. This is another pass from Skinner. It hits the guy's skate. That's Demkov, who doesn't have a stick. Watch, it's going to hit his skate here, go right towards Karnahov. I think it's already in.
Well, now, here's the interesting part of that.
Is his pad not on top of the
right,
puck?
so you can't push his pad in.
We're not going to see anything there.
Play continues, and the goal will stand. 3-0 Canada.
No argument, no discussion.
It was an odd play.
Man, Skinner's had some crazy bounces in this tournament.
He was passing a puck back in Canada's last game against Slovenia that went off a defender, sticking into the net. And now a penalty coming to Belarus.
They're going to give McKinnon the goal again.
And a holding call will go against Belarus with 4:16 to go in the second period.
Well, there's the wrap-up as Christian Kenkel goes to the penalty box, and Canada, who scored a power play goal earlier in the game, just 14 seconds it took them, and it was this group here: O'Reilly, Scheifele, Marner. McKinnon was the trigger man, who seems to be having a good time, and Tyson Barrie. Remember when it used to be a real notable deal when a team had 4 forwards and only 1 D?
Yeah.
Now almost every team is running out the 4-forward line.
It's hard to find a #1 power play in the league, as Scheifele works in, that isn't 4-1.
Makes sense to me. Most likely your more talented players, your more skilled players are forwards.
Marner rink wide, and McKinnon shot deflects wide.
Marner can just pass the puck so well.
Now Barrie works in, across to McKinnon. Back to Barrie. To McKinnon, the one-timer, that's blocked by Graborenko. Here's Marner back with it. Mitch Marner plays it across. McKinnon, by the way, with 5 goals now in Canada's last 2 games. And not done yet. Works in, drops it back to Barrie. Back to McKinnon. With time, shoots, and that time Carnahuov saw it and hung on. He hasn't really seen either of McKinnon's goals in this game, has he?
Nope, the first one blows right over his shoulder. He was either screened or thinking he was going to pass. He never saw it. This is a Marner-McKinnon play that they're going to go to the high tip here to Ryan O'Reilly, and O'Reilly just clips this over top of the crossbar. Another productive year for Ryan O'Reilly. A disappointing one for the Sabres as the Sabres miss the playoffs, end up firing their coach and general manager. No replacements, of course, have been made yet.
Here's pass knocked away. Jack Eichel is playing for Team USA at the World Championship. Don't forget he missed the first 2 months. Tons of injuries in Buffalo, so if they're a little healthier, they're probably a lot better. Matheson knocks it down, feeds across to Giroux. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Matheson shoots, that was blocked. And knocked down by Volkov. Volkov fires that in wide. And now Shen races to it. Brayton Shen working in. Drops it back for Skinner, taps it back to Matheson. In the corner is Giroux. Feeds back to Matheson. Now Skinner fans of the one-timer. Shen lays it back for Giroux to Matheson. Skinner centers it, and Shen couldn't get that away. Can't go back on the ice. And that was shot drifts wide of the goal. Chance for Skinner, fires it, bounces around again. 2 shots on goal for Canada in that last power play, and Demers can't hold the line. Under 2 minutes to go here in the second period. Shots are 24-7 in favor of Canada and a 3-0 lead. That's the fewest goals Canada's ever scored in the World Championship game against Belarus. Last 2 scores have been 9-0 and 8-0.
Nate McKinnon had a hat trick yesterday. He's got 2 today. Here's the power play goal. Look at the shot. And Carnahuov never catches up to it. And then this ping-pong shot that bounces all over the place. And McKinnon pokes it over the goal line. Pretty good shooting percentage.
10 goals in 20 career games for Canada at the World Championship. Of course, scored a highlight reel goal at the World Cup of Hockey.
And the overtime winner.
Yep.
Beats the Swedes. Great hands on that play.
Couturier. Drops it back to Vlasic. Kulikov ahead for conversion. Works in, drops it back for Sergei Kostitsyn. Kostitsyn leaves it there for Kulikov. A centering pass gets by everyone and back down the ice.
At times it's so frustrating to watch some European players. They've got the puck, they drop pass it 3 times. By the time they finish, they're farther away from the net than when they started, and nobody's tried to shoot the puck in.
And with
Get it to the net.
With Mike Babcock in the house, one of his favorite dismissive comments is, "Are you trying to pass the puck into the net?"
Belarus had the puck, they were in a shooting position, then it ended up down the ice. They were the only team that touched it.
Marner throws it ahead for Point. And Braden Point bounces that down to the Belarus zone as Marner goes in for it. 20 seconds to go here in the second period.
Oh, that's going to be a penalty.
That's going to be a delay of game penalty against Roman Graborenko.
It's a player that's just a little bit unsure of how much time he's got here. He sees the forecheck from Konechny coming and he wants to click it off the glass, but even if that puck hits the glass, the way he shot it, it's not going out of the zone anyway. He's only going to make it out to the top of the circles. He's just inexperienced. Fire it off the glass if you don't want to handle it, but you can't just chip it. It's not going to go far enough.
O'Reilly, Scheifele, McKinnon up front. Marner and Barry back on the point on this Canadian power play. Here's Marner with it. That pass goes off a leg, back to Barry. Now McKinnon. Down to Scheifele, centers it. And O'Reilly couldn't reach it. Back across it goes to Marner. Final seconds now in the period. Marner looks and shoots, and Karnahov gets a pad on that. Canada will have a minute and 43 seconds of power play time to carry over into the third period. Nathan McKinnon has a pair. Canada has a 3-0 lead after 40 minutes.
Allez, mesdames et messieurs, quelques statistiques pour cette deuxième période en vous signifiant que c'est 138 km/h pour la frappe la plus rapide aujourd'hui. Et voici donc les statistiques, et en français, on peut se situer particulièrement aussi, c'est légitime pour dire que le Canada mène effectivement sur le score de 3 positions pour le Canada. Et les faits ont été également remportés par le Canada 17-5.
So the fastest of 130 meters an hour. This is the most accurate victories. The shots on goal quickly and that is and based on 1-17 against 5 minutes. Belarus not very good on this one at 8 minutes. Facing Canada with 0. Have a good break. We'll see you in 30 minutes.
Le numéro 85 de la Biélorussie, Volkov pour accrocher. 2 minutes penalty number 87 for hockey. Biélorussie, Volkov pour accrocher. 2 minutes penalty number 87 for hockey. Biélorussie, Volkov pour accrocher. 2 minutes penalty number 87 for hockey. Volkov pour accrocher. 2 minutes penalty number 87. 2 minutes penalty number 87 for
start tonight, 8:15. We open the doors. 1 hour before, you have to go door number C. Okay, you guys? En fait, je suis ici, je me trouve en bas, et mon binôme se trouve en haut. Parce qu'on a envie de faire un petit
Pardon, nous, on prend de la hauteur, c'est pour ça, pardon. Je n'ai pas d'interrompre, on est très heureux d'être là. Parce que tu parlais des Finlandais, mais regarde ce qu'on a nous. On a aussi des Tchèques ici qui sont présents, qui n'ont qu'une envie, c'est de mettre le feu. Et je voudrais nous expliquer finalement comment ça va fonctionner entre nous.
Alors effectivement, normalement les Nords ont une bataille supplémentaire. Il y a déjà des gens qui sont là pour le match de ce soir. On a décidé de faire avec une petite bataille entre la tribune du bas, tout autour de l'arena, et la tribune du haut. We're going to do a noise experience, which to make the most noise here on the bottom with me and also on the top with Eddie. On our count. Are you ready? Eddie, est-ce que tu as un petit mot à rajouter pour encourager ta tribune?
Moi, je pense que tous ceux qui sont en haut sont prêts à faire plus de bruit que ceux qui sont en bas. Hein? Are you ready to make some noise? A higher stand. Are you ready? Mesdames, messieurs, on compte sur vous. Est-ce que tu peux commencer?
Écoute, on va demander en régie de nous mettre du coup top and down. Nous, du coup, on est down. Je pense qu'on va commencer ensemble. On va count you guys. The down bottom of the arena. We have to make definitely more noise than anything up there, okay? On est prêts? Ils sont les prêts en régie, c'est bon.
Alors attention, est-ce qu'on fait
Tout le monde reste avec moi, d'accord?
Et
On
tout
va
le monde.
commencer.
On commence par le bas.
2, 1, faites du bruit!
Are you ready to make some noise? The highest stand, everywhere, okay? Mesdames, messieurs, partout pour la tribune du haut, on y va, vous êtes prêts? À 3, 1, 2, 3!
We're going to do it all together, you guys, okay? All the arena together. We have to fight. We have to beat.
Стой.
You guys?
Короба, посмотри, все. А? Давай, ребят.
Allez, on va faire du bruit.
3, 2,
80, c'est pas mal quand même. En tout cas, bravo à vous. On a déjà l'équipe de Belarus qui vient de faire son entrée.
du bruit, s'il vous plaît, pour Belarus.
Are you ready?
Et mesdames, messieurs, merci d'accueillir également le Canada.
Allez, moins d'une minute avant la reprise du match, troisième période, 3-0 pour le Canada. On encourage les deux équipes. Merci encore à vous, à tout à l'heure.
Well, Nathan McKinnon's having himself quite a day and quite a couple of days here at the World Hockey Championship. 5 goals the last 2 games, a period yet to play. That scoring touch that eluded him the long stretches in the regular season in the NHL has returned, and Canada will open here on the power play in the third period.
Sorry, Gord, a couple of power play goals for McKinnon as Dave Lewis who lamented his team's 6 penalties that they took against the Czechs, has run into a little bit of penalty trouble there in the second period, and Canada will start period 3 on the power play as Grabarenko's in the penalty box. His penalty has just 17 seconds elapsed.
And O'Reilly wins the draw back for Tyson Barrie. Barrie handles that around the glass, knocked down by Karnahuov. Banked back by Barrie. Feeds it across, and that centering pass by Martin deflected just wide by O'Reilly. McKinnon back to Barrie. Tyson Barrie back to Nathan McKinnon. Drops it down to Scheifele. McKinnon. Barrie slaps it back. Marner works in, slap passes down. Scheifele's centering pass goes off a skate, back out to center ice.
And then Kenko skate, he was trying to go in the back door to Scheifele.
Got one power play unit's got a Philadelphia field with all 3 forwards being from the Flyers. This one has 2 Avalanche players and a former Colorado player in Ryan O'Reilly. Another penalty coming. Yavenko's going to go off as McKinnon works in, snaps that pass through, and Giroux races back to keep it alive. Claude Giroux in, fires. Karnahuov makes the save with 39 seconds to go. And the penalty to Grabarenko. Off goes Yavenko, so there's going to be 13 feet of Belarusians in the penalty box.
And this is the highest of high sticks. Yavenko gets called for the high stick, 6'7". He's going to reach out on Tyson Barrie and clip him in the mask with one hand on his stick.
5-on-3 for Canada. And they'll send out Giroux, McKinnon, Shen up front, Skinner on the back end along with Matheson.
À 41 minutes et 4 secondes, 2 minutes de pénalité,
Skinner.
le numéro 25 de la Biélorussie.
Works it down to Shen, back to Skinner. Cross to Matheson.
Number 25, Belarus for ice.
Down to Giroux, Claude Giroux. Works it back across to Shen. Shen to Giroux, winds and shoots, he pounded that wide.
If they work this off the half wall at all, Simmons is going to pop free the way the Belarusians are killing this penalty.
Matheson down to Skinner, back to Matheson, works in, drops it down to Giroux. Matheson, Giroux. Matheson winds and shoots, that's blocked by Korobov. Picked up by Skinner. First penalty's over as Grabarenko comes on. Skinner in, fires, and Karnahuov knocked that away. Karnahuov has played for Belarus on their World Junior team, but not at the top level. Belarus has spent most of the last few years in Division B. They were in last year's World Junior Championship, but were relegated.
He played 4 games in the KHL and got lit up this year. He had over 5 goals against average, .750 save percentage. Lots of pucks got by him in just a short while.
In comes Marner with it now. Canada still on the power play for 40 seconds. Marner drops it back for Barrie. Cross he goes to O'Reilly. Drops it back to McKinnon. McKinnon to Barrie. In, slaps it across. Marner works free, waits, drops it down to Scheifele. Back to Marner. Back pass to Barrie. Unloads. Karnahuov makes the save. Now Barrie knocks it down at the line. Barrie got spun around. O'Reilly got taken in hard. McKinnon in, shoots, and Karnahuov got just a piece of that. In the corner, Marner back on it. Drops it back out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly across to McKinnon, taps it back in front. Now Barrie, a shot. Goes off the stick of Kostitsin. Scheifele has it back. Yavenko steps back on for Belarus. And McKinnon pulls it free. Drops it back to Vlasic on a long shot, punched away by Karnahuov. Scheifele gets into Sergei Kostitsin. 4 shots on goal for Canada on that extended power play, which included 5-on-3 time. And now picked off by Couturier. Jean Couturier loose in the corner. Couturier feeds down for Demers. A centering pass. Duchesne goes behind his back, and Karnahuov makes a save on that. That's through the legs or behind the back?
Through the legs for Duchesne. Pretty nifty idea there is he was kind of boxed off at the side of the net. Look at Karnahuoff stretching on one knee. This Duchesne shot hits the right skate and pad of Karnahuoff. He must be exhausted in there. This period's 4 minutes old. The puck hasn't left the zone yet. Faced 6 shots on goal, but the fact is he's been in this goalie crouch for about 4 straight minutes.
In comes Point, drops it back for Marner. And now Morrissey plays it across. For Point, down to Konechny. Travis Konechny works back in front, shoots short side, and Karnahuoff knocks that away. Marner got flattened there. And quickly jumps back up.
Feeling it a little bit there. Konechny's going to have enough room to come around the side. Now he wants to stick this right by the ear of Karnahuoff, who won't, if it's up tight enough to his head, he won't be able to fling his elbow up and make that stop. It's not off by much. That's a nice move by Travis Konechny, who's been impressive. We talked a lot about Mitch Marner, but Konechny had an excellent rookie season as well in Philadelphia. 11 goals, a real tenacious player. Probably ran out of gas a little bit after the new year, but the Flyers very happy with his production and his potential.
So the Flyers 2 years ago made a late run and made the playoffs, and we're probably ahead of schedule there. Then missed them again this year. So the expectations created when they made the playoffs.
Well, interesting. Remember, they made that rush, and a lot of it, not a lot of it, but a big contributor was Shane Gostisbehere had that spectacular year offensively. And second year, players take a step back in a lot of cases, and Gostisbehere had a really difficult year offensively producing, but also keeping the puck out of the net when he was on the ice. And
in comes O'Reilly along with Duchesne. O'Reilly, Duchesne, and Duchesne tied up by Stas can get a shot away. Now feeds it back for Demers. Jason Demers. Back to Vlasic, it hops off his stick and out.
Well, that's something that Toronto will have to deal with too, with so many players having outstanding rookie seasons last year, that not every one of them is going to take a step forward. There's going to be some stretches of that year where guys are going to struggle.
They were also outrageously healthy.
Oh my gosh,
their top 10 goal scorers, I think, missed 9 games all year. Shen with a steal, drops it back. Couturier in, fans on the shot. So much of it depends on health, especially out of the gate. You get guys hurt early, you'll never catch up.
You just can't find a stride.
Now Shen in, shoots. Karnahuoff makes a save, and part of that was the story for the Flyers when Giroux got hurt. He had hip surgery in the offseason. Got hurt in Canada's camp for the World Cup. Took him a long time to get going. And wound up with just 14 goals on the year. Perry off the glass and back out to center ice. Kahan around for Giroux. Karnahuoff knocks that down. High off the glass, kicked hit by Skinner. And stolen back by McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon racing into the Belarus zone. Drops it back for Giroux to McKinnon. Feeds it across to Morrissey. And now Giroux back on it. McKinnon works it back in front. Skinner with a chance. Scores! Jeff Skinner snaps that pass home. No bounce there. That puck was on his stick for a nanosecond. And it's 4-0 Canada.
Well, Nate McKinnon continues his productive stretch here. He's going to get the puck behind the net, go from the blocker to glove side, and then find Skinner. Here McKinnon hold the puck. He's going to carry it, and then finally Skinner slips behind Yavenko. McKinnon's going to slide it between the net and Yavenko's stick. He doesn't take the pass lane away, and Jeff Skinner zips this up into the top of the net. Jeff Skinner, 37 goals this year.
That shot went in so quickly they had to review it to make sure it actually did go in the net.
Back bar in and out, and it's 4-0.
The puck crossed the line. It's a good goal.
I should have said that was a heck of a shot. We didn't see it. So Skinner has his third goal of the World Championship. He scored in every game for Canada. Point. Works it back for Konechny to Vlasic. And that shot deflects just high. Out to center ice it goes. Chipped ahead by Karabin. And Demkov's shot goes off a stick and wide. Marner kind of kick that puck out of the deflection now. Stopped by Pickard. That's Calvin Pickard in goal for Canada, by the way. He's from Winnipeg, plays for the Avalanche, in case you haven't heard his name in an hour or so.
Second and third shots he's faced in this period, but really the first stop he's had to make. McKinnon and Matheson with assists on the Skinner goal, so Nate McKinnon's got 3 points again today, 4 yesterday.
You know, I tell you, Panarin are putting on a show in their respective groups so far. There's Duchesne. Back to Barrie. That long shot gloved by Karnahuov, and he'll hang on. 4-0 Canada leads here in the third period. Well, they knew it wouldn't be easy. Belarus 0-9 all time against Canada. The combined score in those games 51-9. And down 4-0 here in the third period. Kevin Lalande, their #1 goaltender, the Kingston, Ontario native, not dressed for the game today. They'll save him for later in this preliminary round.
They play the Swiss next.
As we mentioned, they close against France, Slovenia, and Norway. So there's points to be had there for Belarus later in the tournament. And as we mentioned, they're ranked in the top 10 in the IIHF rankings. They've been in the top group for this, the 12th straight year. And now the officials are going to see if that was played directly over the glass. There might be a penalty against Belarus. By the way, Germany scored, down 5-1 now to Russia. So, referee Stefan Vonselius from Finland talking it over. It's a long talk.
They don't seem to be in a particular hurry.
It's a penalty.
For Robai, I think.
In Belarus, 2 minutes, puck out of rink.
Right out of the rink.
Yep. Vonselius, a man of few words. Although
you'd be out of a man of a few words if you were doing this in Finnish.
Yeah, I was going to say, his English is a lot better than my Finnish. I can say hello, thank you, and what time is it?
Run a bunch of words together. That's what it all sounds like.
Kiitos, terve. So Canada back on the power play here. 1 for 5 with 9 shots so far. And a rink-wide pass for McKinnon. McKinnon runs into Graborenko. And now it's cleared back out by Pavlovich. Later on today in this rink, Finland will take on the Czechs. That'll be intriguing to see what we get from the Finns in that game after they narrowly won their opener over Belarus, then got smoked by France. The first time France had ever beaten the Finns in the World Championship. France can now say, by the way, it's beaten Russia, Canada, and the Finns at the World Championship. McKinnon drops it down to Scheifele. Back for McKinnon. Barry. And now Marner a shot. Bounces down to Scheifele. Flips that wide. Marner feeds it back to Barry. Cross to McKinnon. Has a look. Walks in. Back to Barry. Slaps it across to Marner. Back to Barry. Shoots up. Bullet goes wide. It bounces around in front. Karnahuov did a 360 in the crease. And the Belarusians clear it down.
One of the few times that Marner's pass hasn't been spot on, right on the tee, and the puck wobbled back to Barry. It went about 6 feet high, and that's where Karnahuov was dancing around looking for the puck.
By the way, today, May the 8th, is the anniversary of the end of the European conflict in World War II, a very somber occasion here in France and around Europe especially. And for the people of Belarus, often forgotten, a country that was flattened twice in that conflict, once when the Germans invaded and once when Russia reclaimed it. So ceremonies being held across Europe today to mark that occasion. Tomorrow, the remembrance will be held in Russia. Skinner shoots a pad save, rebound fired home by Giroux. Claude Giroux, just as the power play had ended, taps it home and makes it 5-0.
The penalized player, Pavel Vorobai, wasn't even able to get into the zone before Claude Giroux scored his first goal of the tournament. Pretty meaty rebound as Karnahuov is under siege here in the third period. It's the shot from Skinner. Giroux puts it away. Skinner and Morrissey will get assists on this play as you see the Vorobai just getting back into the zone, and Giroux puts it through Grabarenko and Simmons, and it's into the empty net, and it's 5-0.
And a muted celebration for Canada. Couturier. You've got a Canadian coach behind the bench. You've got Canadian players on the Belarusian roster, and you've got respect for a fellow competitor, right?
Absolutely you do. I would say that's one of the things I learned playing in this tournament is the guys you're playing against, they're playing as hard as they can. You learn that, and they're trying to do the same thing you are, and you learn to respect what they're doing. Doesn't mean you always like it. Even though you're thumping somebody, every once in a while somebody gives you the short end of the stick and you get a little fired up again. But Belarus knew what they're getting into today, and from the Canadian side, there's no need when the puck goes in the net to make it anything more than.
Elizabeth pounds that wide.
More than hey, we scored and let's move on again.
There's a real discussion in international hockey circles about whether or not it's better to have a domestic coach run your national program or maybe bring in foreigners. So you got Lewis coaching Belarus. As Korbov comes in and fires that wide. Another chance pounded wide, this time from the point from Elizabeth.
I think you should hire a coach to coach the coaches. You want to get domestic coaches, but they have to have experience and they've got to have access to what the newest methods are. And so you might have a coach like Dave Lewis that's coaching the national team, but he's also working with the coaches that are developing the young players in that country.
In comes Marner now, Mitch Marner. Throws it back in front to Konechny, who mistimed the one-timer, then fires it wide. Chance back in front, Point turned away by Karnahuov. And Karnahuov's mask has been knocked off. Point taps the puck in the empty net, and now we got a scrum in behind the Belarusian goal. And this is an element of Konechny's game too. He's a skilled player, but he can also get under your skin.
Marner and Konechny are going to hook up here, and Konechny misses the puck, and as Point chips the puck wide of the net, Konechny goes for the loose puck and then runs into the side of Karnahuov, knocks his helmet off and pushes him against the glass. And it's just what I was talking about before, that yes, you respect them, and then every once in a while they do something you don't like, and now Konechny and Draws, they're going to wrestle around for a little bit.
Germany has scored again, down 5-2 against Russia. Gets interesting with Germany and France winning of late. normally the top 2 teams in each group would stay in the city they're in to play their quarterfinals. But if France qualifies, it automatically plays here in Paris. If Germany qualifies, it automatically plays in Cologne.
So it would just be the top seed.
Yes. The second seed would have to move. Although, it depends. If Germany finishes 4th, then the top seed has to move over. It's a 1 versus 4, then 2 versus 3.
So if Germany qualifies, then...
Yeah. So say Canada finished first in this pool.
Canada should, after what we've seen.
Right.
Canada should finish first in this pool.
Now a penalty coming to Canada here as things get a bit nasty in the third period. 7:32 to go here in the third period.
Team Canada, number 11, 2 minutes for boarding.
Le nombre de spectateurs représentés par Eventide, le partenaire officiel de l'athlète du championnat du monde IIHF 2017 de hockey.
So Canada gets penalized here with 7.5 to go in the third period. Travis Konecny will go off and Belarus will go back on the power play. So just to finish the thought from before the break, if say Canada wins the pool and Germany finishes 4th on the other side, Canada would go to Cologne to play its quarterfinal. Now the medal round is there anyway. The difference would be, say France finishes 4th on this side, say Russia finishes first on the other side, they have to come here to Paris to play the quarterfinal and then go back to Cologne.
Yeah, that would be the shortest of the straws.
Yeah. Now it's a 3-hour train ride, not a huge deal.
No, just the inconvenience. Yeah. Actually, it's more inconvenient for the trainers than anybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
They're gonna cart all this stuff around.
Korobov on the Belarus power play.
I'd really like to see them shoot here, Gord.
Kostitsin. Down to Demkov. Patience is a virtue, Rick. Kostitsin back across to Lingland. Shoots! And the save is made by Pickard.
Every nine passes, you get a shot. Lingland gets one from the top of the circle, and you're right, patience is a virtue, but it doesn't get you anywhere in this game. Not on the power play. Get it to the net, scramble around, make the defense actually have to move. But Pickard's able to make the save and not give up a rebound. I would say that's been the thing I've been most impressed in the 2 games that he's played is he's not given up very many rebounds at all.
Who knew you were such a ham and egger on the power play?
What do you mean?
Don't like artistic play? Come on.
Oh,
that's a long shot.
Fabulous, great. Make a couple of passes. It never works. It never works till you shoot it and get them moving. Yet we all did it. You think, okay, the right play is here. I'm going to stand and wait and look. And then the penalty killers stand and wait and look. It should be easier, in theory, than it is.
And even more now, Ray. I mean, the quality of players killing penalties now is so much better.
And I would say that there's that for sure, but also the biggest change is penalty killers used to just stay in the box. And if you bobbled it on the sideboard, you had time to flatten it out and make a good play with it. Now that's not the case. They're coming after you all the time. I mean, look at how hard Canada's chasing up the ice here. That never used to be the case.
35 seconds to go in the Belarus power play. Brought in by Kavershin. Picked out by Matheson. Now it comes loose. The centering pass, and off the side of the goal goes Stas. Andre Stas with it now. 20 seconds to go in the power play. And Matheson on his backhand sends it down the ice. Karnahuov. Quick up for Stas. Drops it back for Korobov. And for Sharon Govich. He plays it back for Vorobej just off the bench. And Karabin with it. Konecny steps back on. One shot for Belarus in that power play came from Lingland. In comes Point. Braden Point pulls it back, shoots, scores! Braden Point with a dandy. And it's 6-0. His second of the game.
Really sweet feed across the middle of the ice from Konechny. As Canada gets out of the zone, Konechny's patience to hold on to the puck and then go back behind Matt Duchesne, who's driving the center lane. And much like Marner's goal yesterday, when he holds the puck and then waits and waits till he's in a position to deliver it, Braden Point's got 3 goals. Canada's got 6. And even they can say it's a heck of a play.
Skinner taps it out again. Canada with 2 days off coming up. Then we'll take on the host French on Thursday. Switzerland Saturday, Norway Monday. Then close out the round robin on Tuesday against the Finns.
So coming out of the penalty box, Konechny is in position to scoop up that loose puck coming around the boards and makes a heck of a feed to Point, and then there's all kinds of room once they get spread out. Point holds the puck around the sliding defender. And with 5 minutes left, Canada's up 6-0.
So that youngsters line for Canada is combined to score 4 goals in the first 3 games. 3 from Point, 1 from Marner. And Konechny with a pile of assists.
We got 6 in the tournament now. Kind of interesting in all the goals they've scored. Nothing for Matt Duchesne, nothing for Braden Shen, nothing for Wayne Simmons.
Scheifele hasn't scored yet. But it's early. And I guess the guys you wondered about have scored. Could the youngsters handle the competition? Would McKinnon be able to bounce back after a tough regular season? As Skinner works his way in, throws it back in front, puts that wide. By the way, Artemi Panarin has 4 points against Germany today. That's back-to-back 4-point games for him. That's a 6-2 Russian lead on Germany. Late in the third period there. And later tonight in Cologne, the United States will take on Sweden. The Swedish defense looks very much like the one they played in the Olympics, minus Erik Karlsson. Pretty much everybody else is there. And now fired down, icing called against Belarus.
Braden Point's got a couple tonight. The first one was early in the game. Marner finds him at the top of the circle and he pounds that past Karnahuoff, and then there's that beauty as he holds the puck, drags it around the defender. Couple of goals, 10 minutes on the ice. Actually kind of surprised to see just 10 minutes on the ice because they seem to have the puck all the time when they're there.
Now Shen works it in. Braden Shen with time in shoot short side. Karnahuoff got a piece of that. Did you find chemistry with someone at the World Championship that maybe you didn't expect, something you hadn't played with before?
Yeah. It was easy to think that it might work, though. Tom Rennie was our coach. He asked me if I'd ever played left wing before, and I said no. He said, well, you're going to play left wing with Paul Kariya. So that was okay.
Okay, sure.
So basically what we would do, Travis Green was our centerman, and if the puck came around my side, I shot it as hard as I could across the ice, and Paul would just explode up the ice. And he was so popular in Vienna at the tournament, the crowd would chant his name and clap. It was really cool.
96. 96, yeah.
And so, yeah, that was an easy guy to have chemistry with.
He played in the 93 World Championship in Munich as an 18-year-old. Just out of college. It was his draft year and was electrifying.
He was like a rocket ship on this big ice. You know, there's a lot of guys that the game, because the pace of the game is generally slower, their speed might not translate on the big ice you know, you might not notice it as much. But
right.
Man, Korea got the puck, and he'd have a few more feet, and nobody could catch him.
Now O'Reilly throws that back in front.
You know who else couldn't catch him? Me. I'd shoot it over there and see if I could come up and get any table scraps if there was anything left.
Pavlovich up along the boards and back down the ice. So Canada en route to its 22nd win in its last 23 games at the World Championship.
I think the interesting thing about that stat, Gord, is in the 5 years prior, they didn't medal.
No, they lost in the quarterfinals in 5 straight years and sent some good teams.
Now it looks like they're never going to lose, except there's a stretch not that long ago where the wheels were off for them.
So 2 years ago, you had Sidney Crosby come over. Last year, you had Corey Perry. They were both looking to join the Triple Gold Club, which is winners of the Stanley Cup, the Olympic gold medal, and the World Championship, and both did. There's no one here this year eligible for that. What you've got is a lot of younger players, under 25 especially, that are really making a dent. And in a normal cycle, if the NHL was going to the Olympics in 2018, this would be viewed as an audition.
Correct. They might have even asked some different players.
Right. They would have asked some different guys. We'd like to look at you in this situation. We want to see you.
In particular, because it would be on the big ice as well.
Right.
And they'd want to see players playing on the big ice.
DeHaan up ahead for Marner. To Konechny, got bumped there by Vorobey. Minute and a half to go in the third period. And DeHaan back for it. Kavich knocks out ahead. Vorobey holds the line. A penalty coming to Canada. Stefanovic got spilled. And with 1:11 to go, Belarus has got a late power play here in the third period. And Mitch Marner will go off.
It's 2 penalties for him today. I don't recall Marner taking too many minor penalties this year.
Marner for Toronto this year was not a heavily penalized player. Played 77 games and 38 minutes in penalties.
A couple penalties today. Belarus with a chance to try and get on the board here with a minute left.
And get more than one shot in the power play to please Ray Ferraro.
That's not a way to start it.
I think you should, when you come to this tournament, you should spend your abundant free time.
Oh yes, all kinds of it.
Working with some of these teams on their power play.
Honestly, I would love it. Seriously, I would.
Couturier knocks it down short-handed, moving in with Vlasic. Sean Couturier back in front, shoots, that's blocked. And Karnahuov knocks it away. Couturier flips it back to Hahn with a chance, fired that wide. Matheson knocks it down, and Ray's going to end this game displeased with his last Belarusian power play.
Wasn't thrilled with the one before either, I'll be honest with you. But I think Belarus played pretty hard today. They did what they could, but Canada was in control. They scored 5 goals in the last couple of periods for a 6-0 win.
It was a 2-0 game midway through the second period. But Canada legs it out, is now 10-0 all time against Belarus at the World Championship. 3-0 in this competition. Canada has now won 22 of its last 23 games at the World. Another big day for Nathan McKinnon.
5 goals in the last couple of days.
And now time for the player of the game presentations and then the national anthem.
Chronométreur officiel du championnat du monde IIHF 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, the best players of each team will be awarded with the official watch of the event. given by Tissot, official timekeeper of the IIHF World Championships. Les montres seront remises par Monsieur Andrei Hinton, membre de la Fédération biélorusse, et Monsieur Mike Babcock des Toronto Maple Leafs. Le meilleur joueur de l'équipe de Biélorussie, the best player for Belarus, le numéro 55, Pavel Vorobay.
He hardly played. These are selected by the team, by the way.
Yeah, well, we saw how that gets selected yesterday when Pierre-Edouard Bellemare was the player of the game for France, and he knew he shouldn't get it, and they, in really a great show of sportsmanship and awareness, had it presented to Florian Hardy, the goalie.
And Braden Point is the player of the game for Canada.
Mike Babcock presenting the player of the game.
So Canada wins it. Time now for the national anthem again.
Thank you.
Mesdames et messieurs, merci de vous lever pour l'hymne national du Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, please wait for the national anthem of Canada.
6-0, the final score for Canada over Team Belarus. Now standing by here with Mitch Marner. And Mitch, another opportunity for you guys to get better. What is the ceiling for this team? Because it feels like it can't get any higher.
Yeah, obviously we just want to go out there and play the game we want. I think that's what we kind of got away of, early in the tournament. I think, these last couple games, we really got back to what we wanted to, and that's how we got to play if we want to win this.
You're playing on the kid line, so to speak, with Braden Point, Travis Konechny. What is it about you guys that complements each other so well?
We know each other pretty well. Obviously, we played together in the World Juniors with each other, and obviously TK grew up kind of playing against him and playing summer hockey tournament with him a little bit. And Point and I got to play with him last year in the World Juniors. Both of them are just really skilled players with the puck and can make plays. Not afraid to get to the net as well. And I think that's why we complement each other so well. Is all three of us get to the net well, and we like to make plays as well.
What a year this has been for you. I mean, you just celebrate your birthday here in Paris. The Leafs go to the playoffs, invited to the World Championship. What has it been like for you just going through this entire process?
It's been great. Obviously, the two teams I've played on, it's been all the guys have been amazing, really accepting to young guys, and that's pretty special coming in. That always doesn't happen. So the guys have been great. This team and Toronto, it's been a special year with both teams. Obviously, next year it's going to be exciting with Toronto, but the mind focus right now is on this team right now in Canada and what we want to do here.
We just saw your coach from Toronto, Mike Babcock, gave you a little pat on the shoulder. Have you guys had an opportunity to chat yet?
Not yet, no. I think he just got in today, so I'm sure he'll be pulling me aside here. Maybe not today, but definitely along this tournament. But yeah, he's been a big help this year, obviously, with supporting me and teaching me some new ways and defensive and offensively. So he's been a big help to me this past year, and it's pretty funny seeing him down here.
Thanks so much, Mitch. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Les équipes jouent en nombre égal. Teams are playing at full strength. Les équipes jouent en nombre égal. Teams are playing at full strength. Les équipes jouent en nombre égal. Teams are playing at full strength.
In your own language, the 2017 IIHF app. Yoga. Download it now from the Apple App Store and Google Play. Yoga. C'est bien.
and teams are playing at their strengths.
And determination I need every day. The years of training, pushing myself to be the strongest, the sharpest. My dedication to the game, to my teammates who are counting on me to deliver. The nerves of steel, the preparation and ritual before the adrenaline of the match. The responsibility of being my best every time, prepared to fight every shift on the ice.